The ocean is constantly moving. Artists of the past have tried their best to depict waves, but in my opinion, one work stands beyond the rest. Although it is a still image, it perfectly captures the moment of uncertainty, a freeze frame in time, where the mass of water looms overhead. Today, we are going to be learning how to convey motion from one of the most popularized and influential artworks, The Great Wave off Kanagawa by Hokusai. Firstly, we will be taking a deep dive into dissecting the work. Then, I will teach you the principles necessary to creating a wave in motion. And finally, I will demonstrate them by utilizing the concepts into my own digital artwork. We can think of the main wave from the upper left corner in many ways, but one immediate thought is that it resembles a spiral. But if we want to visualize this better, we can see a sort of cylindrical shape where the plane is curved to match the curvature of the water. The wave wraps around this cylinder similarly to how a label wraps around a plastic water bottle. Another very important part to sell the illusion of motion inside of a still image can be seen in the line variation on the light blue in contrast with the dark blue. This effect of using thick and thin lines can also be noted in other works of art, such as this still frame from Demon Slayer. The waves from M.C. Escher's The Second Day of Creation, which is said to be directly influenced off Hokusai, also feature this thick and thin line variation effect. When water moves very fast in reality, it can appear white due to light scattering and air bubbles, but in this artwork, something very interesting about the whiteness on top of the waves is how they look almost solid and the shadows on them. We can take what we learned from analyzing Hokusai's waves and implement that into our own artworks. Firstly, I am sketching in the shape of the wave, which is a curved plane, and I am also drawing in arrows to signify the direction of rotation. I am then adding a base color of blue to the interior of the cylinder. It is now time to add the lightness of the blue, which you can use very thick to thin line variation. For the white part on top of the wave, remember to make it look almost solid-like, and make the shape very interesting. You can now remove the original layer and just add white dots everywhere to show that it is spraying. Shade it as you would envision a solid piece of snow. After understanding the techniques and practicing the principles of depicting waves in motion, I tried to create a fully rendered piece on what I learned by analyzing the Great Wave off Kanagawa. Although this was done digitally and used a completely different set of tools as opposed to the original wood block print done by Hokusai, the underlying concepts remain unchanged. The process of creating a great wave can be broken down and simplified into three main ideas. Firstly, you must understand the form that you want to create, which is typically a cylinder. Secondly, use line variation to your advantage, and use thick and thin lines to follow the motion of the wave. Finally, make interesting shapes using the white, and place splatters to emphasize the force and power of the crash. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something, and I will see you in the next one.